Hello everyone, and today we're back into another top 5 video, and we're going to be talking about the top 5 scariest Loomians that no one ever expects. So these are 5 extremely scary Loomians that can often cause major damage, but people never really expect them coming. So with that out of the way, let's head right onto this list. Number 5 onto the list is actually going to be Garbantus. Now, Garbantus is certainly a threatening Loomian. There's no doubt about it. But I think it's a lot more threatening than it actually is. I think it's actually one of the most threatening melee tanks in the entire game because of the ability Trash Armor. And since its moves rely on its melee defense and not on its melee attack, you can just invest on your melee defense and then put all your TPs into anything else. The speed, the health. You don't have to put any into the melee attack whatsoever, because with Battering Ram, Body Crash, and Burrow, you have setup and you hit extremely hard. And Bug Brawler coverage is pretty good, so you can actually hit a lot of Loomians with it. And if you can't hit a Loomian, you can use Poison, and you can poison the opposing Loomians. That's why Garbantus is so threatening. Not only that it hits hard, not only that it's really melee bulky and fast, but it can also poison the opposing Loomians. So Garbantus has a lot going for it, and while I do find Garbantus really threatening, it always does a lot more than it should, and that's why Garbantus is number 5 on the list. Number 4 onto the list is going to be Seadrake. Seadrake is on this list because of how it can snowball damage. Remember Dragodane with Anomaly and Draco Beam? Well, this is the melee version, except maybe not quite as effective as Dragodane. Its offensive typing isn't that good, and also there's so many hard-hitting melee attackers that can deal damage right away, like Helvantic, Barbadger, and a bunch of other Loomians. But Seadrake is insanely scary as well. It has a pretty high melee attack stat, and if you use Thorn Slam and Anomaly, you can snowball damage. And since it's a 110 power stab move that can give you a +1 melee attack, makes Seadrake probably one of the most threatening melee attackers in the game. And there are no other melee attackers with Anomaly that can utilize a melee attack increase, which is huge. Of course there's Dorgo, but people often run Draco Beam on it, so I don't really count that. And it also has decent coverage in Primal Slash and Hydro Slash. It even has Sap Plant, so it can even heal some HP back. And it also has setup with Peace of Mind if you want to run a range variant. Seadrake is very scary, and if you're not careful, if it gets a couple +1s with Thorn Slam, it can easily sweep your team. This thing is definitely very scary, but no one expects it coming because of Helvantic and Barbadger being better. And that's why Seadrake is number 4 on this list. Number 3 onto this list is actually going to be Plunder. Plunder is threatening. I don't think anyone's going to deny that. But I don't think anyone talks about Plunder being a top 10 PvP Loomian. Because every time you battle a Plunder, it definitely plays like a top 10 PvP Loomian. It hits really hard. It has the potential chance to flinch. Amazing coverage. Super fast speed. One of the best late game cleaners in the game right here. And while it does have a lot of bad weaknesses, and while it is frail, it's not that frail for a late game cleaner with 116 speed. Not to mention that with Blaze Chomp, Chili Chomp, Thunder Chomp, Mega Chomp, that is some amazing coverage. Plunder may not hit the hardest, and it may not be the most effective, but it can hit so many different Loomians, and it hits hard enough to be a constant threat. I mean, it can even 3-shot Himber, which is actually kind of insane to think about. And if you can get a flinch, oh gosh, those flinches can really help you out. Plunder is definitely a very, very scary Loomian. And I don't think anyone's going to deny that Plunder is always a threatening Loomian, but I honestly think it's extremely underrated. It plays like a top 10 Loomian, but no one would even put it in the top 20. And that's why Plunder's in the top 3 on this list. Number 2 onto this list is going to be Hannibal. This may just be me, but I never use Hannibal. I never even see many people use Hannibal. But every time I use this thing and every time I see other people use it, it does severe damage. I consider it one of the worst brawler types in the game, maybe other than Sumo Beetle. Yet, it's still insanely scary. It hits extremely hard with Clobber, has 2 great abilities, Madcap and Ambush, has some amazing coverage. I mean, it has Raging Tackle, Ice Hammer. I mean, this was basically the Barbadger before Barbadger existed. It hit extremely hard, has great speed, and can be very threatening with Ambush. And the reason why this thing is underrated is 1, a lot of the brawler types are better than it, and 2, Barbadger and Helvantic exist now. So it is a lot tougher to consider Hannibal a top 15 Loomian. Despite that, though, Hannibal is always a threat. It hits so hard that it can one-shot a lot of Loomians with neutral damage. And that's what makes Hannibal really scary. And with its decent speed stat and awesome coverage, makes Hannibal a really threatening Loomian, and it deserves number 2 on the list. Honorable mentions, and honorable mention number 1 is Terraclaw. Terraclaw is definitely a very threatening Loomian, and everyone calls it garbage because it doesn't have Rejuvenate. Of course, I proved this wrong time and time again. Terraclaw is extremely threatening, but I decided to keep it off the list mainly because it's more of annoying than extremely scary. It's more annoying to deal with than scary, so that's why it's only an honorable mention. The second honorable mention is Cosmere Cracked, and this thing is amazing. It has Peace of Mind, it has great speed, great defenses, great ranged attack. It does so much. It even has a healing move, but the reason why it's only an honorable mention is because Metal types hard-wall Cosmere, so that's why Cosmere is only an honorable mention onto this list. Number 1 on this list is going to be Tyrolin. Everyone knows about the bad of Tyrolin. If it misses, it's useless. But it has one of the highest melee attack stats in the game, the 137, with an ability that can increase the melee attack even more. And its coverage is insane. Ancient Brawler Fire is fantastic coverage. This thing hits so hard, I could see it one-shot a lot of Loomians with a neutral hit. This is by far one of the most threatening melee attackers in the entire game. And the reason no one's worried about it, and the reason why no one talks about Tyrolin, is because it misses all the freaking time. I've showed you clips time and time again of Tyrolin missing. But if Tyrolin doesn't miss, this is probably one of the best melee attackers in the entire game. I could even say it's even better than, like, Helvantic and Barbadger. Maybe not better than Barbadger, but definitely better than Helvantic. And this thing is extremely scary. If only it had Sharpen. If only if it never missed. This thing would be amazing. Instead, it's number 1 on this list. And here it is, Tyrolin, the number 1 Loomian on this list. What are some other scary Loomians that no one ever expects? Tell me in the comments below if I had a choice that was not onto this video. So yeah, that's the end of this video, and I will see y'all all later. Bye-bye!